There's that's our executive producer, senior executive producer at that.
It's like he started TV yesterday. He's been doing TV for like 852 years.
Oh.
I didn't say you were 852 years old.
Well, he would have to be. Yes.
I just said.
I think the bigger thing, Erica, is I said, Bert, we have 5 seconds, and he just said, okay, and kept talking to Sam. I was like, all right, that's real TV savvy.
Love you, Bert.
Love you,
Bert. Bertie Brown, everybody. Bertie Brown. Okay, welcome to DBL. Kevin Costner's ex is speaking out about his rumored romance with singer Jewel. TMZ obtained a photo of Jewel sitting on Kevin's lap. Oh, okay. I wonder if she saved his soul.
Say hey, 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 your soul.
That was good.
The two were in the British Virgin Islands for a fundraiser hosted by Jewel's charity. The two haven't confirmed they are officially dating, but Kevin's ex, Christine, is reportedly okay with it all. Okay. Christine was married to Kevin for 18 years before they divorced in September. She apparently said she's not surprised Kevin moved on so quickly and is just relieved Jewel is not a fame seeker. Oh, what do we think about her reaction, Jeff?
I'm just going to give you my honest first opinion. I didn't like the way the whole thing went down with the divorce and her wanting more money and going back and wanting more. It leaves a bad taste. So I don't really care what your opinion is.
Remember she didn't want to leave the house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and going back and being greedy, and even the court is like, listen, you're not getting that much money, and then gave her the original amount. I just have a bad taste, and I don't want to hear your opinion anymore. That's just me.
I think he was dancing with wolves with her. I'm not even kidding. Okay. Even though that was brilliant. As you said that, I looked all around the studio, and everybody was doing this. Yep. Everybody. She just came across, whether or not it's true, as greedy. And that doesn't play well. Just doesn't play well. And I hope Jewel and he look like a great couple.
Jewel is Jewel.
Is she?
That was also brilliant.
She is one of my favorite people.
Really?
She's great.
I'm not only a big fan of her as an artist, but we know her hustle. I always have such appreciation for people that came from literally nothing, and they've been able to pull themselves up from their bootstraps and succeed. And then we've had her here on the show. And what a lovely person.
Yeah, Jewel, I will say, Jewel she's the girl, right?
She shines.
I am going to push back on all this other talk that we had earlier about the ex-wife. Okay. Because maybe there's a world where she had been real silent, because I hadn't even heard anything from her. They were together for 19 years. Last time I heard from her was a picture on ET when they got married in the mountains.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So all of a sudden, you hear from this woman. I'm assuming some things might have gone down. So maybe it's okay for her to have gone after what she thought that she deserved after 19 years if she put up with some stuff. And she kept quiet in the internet era. So I'm not saying something happened, something didn't happen. But I don't know if I'm going to indict the woman for having a few things to say during her divorce when we ain't heard bupkis from her before.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
We did hear from her. It was right after they got divorced, and she went to the islands with one of his good friends.
See,
that was not a good look.
So
First of
all, none of us know what happened between the two of them.
I wasn't in the room with them.
I'm simply saying that the consensus could not possibly be that she was just this wife that had this perfect life with this man, and then all of a sudden they got divorced, and she said a few things in a couple of news cycles over the course of 19 years. That's all I'm saying.
I think it was more than a few things.
I'm with Erica.
I think
you want to indict her for photos that were taken.
I'm not indicting her.
We're trying to indict her for other things. We all had our ideas of what was appropriate, what wasn't, but you with somebody for almost 20 years, you don't hear anything from them.
But we didn't have ideas. We had a contract, and they actually called it an ironclad contract. Right. They don't call it an ironclad group of ideas.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You're
Just
right,
saying.
Erica.
I don't know.
How was she right?
I don't know.
You can't just decide that.
I have every right to decide where my opinion lands.
I decide I'm right.
on her.
You just don't like me.
I love you.
Yeah, you better.
I love you.
I love you too. We can't even joke around on TV because people will start.
I don't exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Sam just knows I'm right in his heart too, right here.
Speaking of couples, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes are defending their recent red carpet PDA. The two made their red carpet debut earlier this month, and okay, Tori, hold it. Now, they were not shy about showing off their affection one another. I said hold it.
Sorry.
They explained why they aren't hiding their love anymore on the latest episode of their podcast. Have a listen.
We flew out to L.A. proudly.
Yeah.
Didn't have to duck paparazzi, walked right off that plane holding hands. It was amazing.
Okay.
It's funny how the smallest things suddenly feel so great, and that was one of them.
And we're proud, stepping off the plane.
Take our picture.
Yeah. And this was no small thing for us.
No, it was the first time we ever stepped out officially as a couple in front of cameras that we actually knew were going to be there.
And didn't mind.
And didn't mind and smiled, and we had fun. And we were just being us. Apparently that's handsy and a lot of PDA, but you know what? We're in love. We're happy. I don't know how else to act.
So let me first say this. It's not the PDA we're mad about. It's you guys. It's not that we don't like love and showing love. It's that you guys look cringy. And it's awfully awkward, and it feels phony, and it just leaves an ick feeling to every single person I know. So they're like, I don't know why people are upset. We've stepped out. Yeah, you stepped out and you looked super cringe, and now there's a reaction to it, and there's a consequence to it. And like, how many times did you get caught with the cameras, and you're like, now we can. Everything about them just reads narcissistic to me. You annihilated two families, and now it's all about you. That's their right. It's my right to have an opinion about it.
Wow, well said.
All right.
How do we all feel about PDA in general, unless you have a rebuttal to Miss Tori Schulman?
Jeff, I know you're Mr. PDA over there.
No, I'm not with it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I like to keep things private. You know, I don't need to go and pose for pictures unless it's called for on a red carpet and you do whatever. But like just walking down the street and you want to hold my hand?
Dang, you can't even hold hands?
Listen, get real.
With your wife?
Listen, I'm not walking across the street holding hands.
Nobody asked you to make out with
And then
her.
when I see people like on the walk, I was just at the airport and they're holding their hands while they're on the walk. Just get going. Hold your bag and just get going.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
do you think
I don't need to show everybody that I love my wife. I love my
You
wife.
did it on Big Brother.
Well, I didn't hold her hand. I lived in a house with her and
made
people
out
watch me
with her.
24 hours. I don't just go out for, hey, do you want to get a coffee? Let's hold hands while we go. Get away from me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Go hold hands.
Is hand holding to you PDA, or is it just part of the couple? Like, to me, that's just a couple thing, but to you, that's PDA.
I don't listen. I know when people love each other,
Yeah.
and their actions explain it. When people are over the top and you see them together and they're nuzzled up and like, I love you.
Do you think that,
you guys are going to break up in a year.
I
Don't
feel
talk to
that.
me about that.
No, but listen, do you think in the beginning, because we do, many couples will have this throughout their entire relationship. I know Erica and Anthony hold hands as they sleep.
Do you really?
You do.
She likes to bring that up all
That
the
is
time.
crazy.
Do you
They
really?
sleep nose to nose.
We do not sleep nose to nose. We just hold hands when we sleep.
Okay,
Do you
it's
think
cute.
one's gonna leave?
No, not
cute.
every night, but like as opposed to we're both hot sleepers.
It's like
our way
otters.
of being
Cute.
able to.
They pinky it.
Okay.
Right. My point, though, Jeff, and I just want to know Jeff's answer to this. You know how in the beginning there's a lot of like chemistry and lust. Were you like that in the beginning with your relationship with Jordan, and then as time went on, it just, you know, like it just kind of
Went away.
I don't know how many times we're going to keep on this horse.
I'm just
huh?
curious.
Yeah, of course. I love my wife. At home, I hug her. You get nasty. You know what I mean? We do all that stuff. But when it's time to go to bed, it's like, here's the line. Don't you cross that
I don't
line.
like-
If
me
you
too.
dare hold my hand, we're talking to a therapist because that's insane.
I'm right there with you. I get
Well,
hot.
luckily
I just-
we aren't married.
Yeah. I don't want
I
you
hear
even
you,
a
Jeff.
pinky toe. My kid, just a pinky toe. I'm like, what are you doing? Get on your side of the bed.
Actually,
Yeah.
it gets worse, actually, because really where I'm most comfortable is in the nook. That's how we.
Is that code for something?
Like, no, his arm nook.
It's it comes
God.
here.
Oh, God.
It's the best place to sleep.
And you said you're a hot sleeper? I wonder why.
Well, we have an Uller, so it cools off
You're
the
using
bed.
words that like a 4-year-old or a rich person.
It's like at IKEA, the Uller.
I don't know what.
I don't think those are at IKEA.
It helps with my anxiety.
Oh.
Thank you.
All right, well,
Gives me anxiety.
the cast The cast of Taxi reunited on The View yesterday. Judd Hirsch, Danny DeVito, our very own Mary Lou Henner, Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd, and Carol Kane reminisced about the show and talked about being friends for 45 years. Tony also took time to remember the late Jeff Conway and Andy Kaufman. Tony said Mary Lou's amazing memory, you've all seen it here on the show, on the panel, got in the way of their relationship, which started when they were both on the show. Take a look.
I walked in, I saw 6 guys and her. You know? And even if it wasn't 6 guys, it would have been her. You know? The problem is, you don't want your girlfriend to have a great memory. I mean, I'm talking about, she can't, don't you remember? Of course she does. She remembers everything. And so it's just not something you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff in 10 years.
Yo.
I said they were separated at birth.
I can't wait to reunite in 45 years so we can hear about the his and hers houses that he and Jordan have. In 45 years.
No, we'll still be
That's how grouchy it's going to be.
I'm not grouchy. We'll still be together. TJ and Amy Robach, we've broken up in 2 years because we love each other so much. You
I
don't.
didn't say
You're putting it on for the cameras.
I said
we're
y'all
going to be
gonna
together
have
in
2
45
houses
years.
that are touching, but you physically are not.
You know what? That doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
I think as you get older, that you're like,
Yeah.
like there'd be a door in between the houses.
The neighborhood next to me is wonderful.
Yeah.